What's up, everybody? It's The Rewind. I'm your host, Kyle Tyson, or we're your hosts, Kyle Tyson and...
Mute RN.
There we go, man. I'm just going to let you introduce yourself, man.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm your co-host,
Yeah.
RN, at Mr. 8984 on Twitter. We've never done that before, so Kyle just kind of threw some shit on me, so excuse me for looking like a fucking mute. So
wanted to spice it up tonight, man. Oh, gosh. Oh, you guys, this is a former SmackDraw podcast. This is one of our fun shows we've been doing lately. We're just going to cover highs and lows from this week's wrestling, primarily WWE, AEW. Did you have a chance to watch GCW or at least the main event?
No, I didn't get to watch it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow on my lunch break.
All right. Well, I'm gonna briefly touch on it because I watched it last night and it's definitely worth talking about on air. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
I seeing you posted something in the group chat last night. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, well, I was just seeing the Twitter, like the pictures and the gifs and everything of just Matt Cardona getting worked.
Which is what I thought was going to happen anyway. And
Yeah.
I think he wanted that to happen too for his credibility. I think that's what this really was about.
Oh, absolutely. But it was so visceral. I had to go watch it last night, and it did not disappoint. I'll tell you that. I'll probably just cover it to open the show, just because it's the freshest thing on the wrestling community's mind. The show. So, RN and I are going to cover the highs and lows of the wrestling week. It's not really a recap show where we run down the show in its entirety. Just talk about the stuff that stuck out to us. If it was, good, bad. But the middle stuff we usually leave out just because if it wasn't worth remembering, it's not worth talking about, to be honest with you. And so that's kind of the show in a nutshell. If you want a more traditional weekly recap show where they're going to cover the cards more thoroughly, we suggest tuning into Smacking It Raw, starring Matt Ritter. Actually, our host Katie Bebe, I think, is guest hosting tonight's show with them later on. You can always check them out on YouTube, and of course they like to brag on Pornhub. But crazy show, man. RN this week in a nutshell, man. How'd you feel?
I mean, in-ring wise, and like I was up on everything in-ring wise, but I think just like the feel with the fans coming back and everything like that, like it didn't pop like I think it would, like I thought in my head and like I expected it. Like I don't know if it's just they haven't really got their footing yet with the fans and everything like that, but it didn't feel as big as I thought it was going to feel at the end of it. Like it was ups and downs and everything, but I guess that's just my takeaway from it. Everybody gave me shit about it.
It's the sophomore week, you obviously have a lot of stuff planned that you would think AEW and WWE have been, aces up their sleeves,
right?
For when these fans get back, but obviously you can't blow it out week after week.
No, I got that too, but I still figured with 6 or 7 months of planning that you had some stuff leading up, like you're
like just single, like double, 8 triple, banging weeks back to back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was expecting from everybody. Like, and it just didn't pan out like that.
Yeah, there was some pretty cool stuff to talk about still in here. Just
absolutely.
This week wasn't nearly as cram packed, as full as like talking points. Of course, the wrestling news outweighed the shows this week by far, with the news of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk reportedly signing with AEW.
And we got anything concrete on that? I know everybody's reporting it now.
CM Punk is not concrete, but it is about as concrete as these reporters feel comfortable saying.
Well, he also posted something it was like a song, like a return song or something playing.
I think it's what the Chicago Bulls used to come out.
Yeah, that's what it was. Whatever it was, yeah.
Yeah, that, and then of course the band, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, but the band that sings Cult of Personality, I guess ended up following AEW on Twitter.
That song is fire, and that video is fire too.
Yeah, with them, I don't think they sold the rights to WWE, so I'm pretty sure wherever CM Punk goes, he gets to use that music.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't know that was like a real song. I always just thought like it was
for real.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just thought it was like his theme. Like I didn't know it was
that jump's from like the 90s or something.
Yeah.
And then you know what's actually cool about theme music too? Daniel Bryan, WWE doesn't own Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
So Daniel Bryan could come out to that shit too if he needed him,
right.
or if they wanted him to. Man, I gotta tell you about this shit. GCW, this Nick Gage and Matt Cardona match. Oh, it pops so good. For one, this junk about as close to ECW in 2021 as you can get.
Right.
The fans were savages. The presentation feels like a savage presentation. I mean,
I love the presentation.
It's so dirty and sloppy, but it was so engrossing.
And it is. Yeah. But it's also too, the lighting is like super soft and like inviting at the same fucking time.
Yeah,
like
man.
It's intimate as shit, but like you said, like just visceral and fucking just all out trash, really. But it's also like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I totally get it.
Talk about like a picture perfectly booked death match, because you got Matt Cardona here, sports entertainer, you know, Long Island.
Admittedly a sports entertainer.
Yeah, sports entertainer, WWE guy. A lot of people made the comparison. This was the John Cena, Rob Van Dam at One Night Stands. One Night Stand, and it felt like that. And so what was fantastic about this match is it starts out with Cardona just wrestling a WWE match and getting the upper hand, and the fans hating it, man. Perfect. Every time a light tube is presented, Cardona's able to flip the script and get it on Gage, and it spends the whole time of working this counter match. You know, the GCW fan base hates. Just so when Cardona can go through that first pane of glass, everyone erupts. It is just fantastic. They had a spot where they destroy something of Cardona's. I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you, but they bring a couple cool story elements to this, and they get through them, and then it gets to the bloodbath. And oh boy, Cardona bled for that crowd last night. I'm gonna tell you guys.
We'll go on a limb and say that a pizza cutter played a pretty
man. There's some times, like, you know, I just find myself like gripping my hand, shuffling my feet, because you just get uncomfortable. Like the bloodthirsty Kyle from, like, you know, 16 years ago, I would have lost my stuff. But to me, I was like a concerned dad, like halfway through. I was like, come on, guys.
Like, we don't got to go that far, fellas.
Oh, it's worth watching, though. It's worth watching. If you're a wrestling fan, if you hate death matches, you are gonna hate this match. I'll tell you that. But it's cool though. I'll say this: one more thing that came out of it was, it led to Dave Meltzer tweeting something that is definitely making it onto UWO. So I'm gonna feature one of Dave Meltzer's tweets on UWO for the first time, which is actually kind of it's kind of surprising he hasn't been on the show yet, to be honest with you.
Well, because he tweets so much bullshit, half of us don't remember, and half of our group chat, none of us are following him anymore. So we don't get to see the bullshit unless it goes viral.
I've never had a huge problem with him. I'm apathetic towards him. I'm just like, it's a guy that.
Well, because you're an AEW Mark II, so
yeah, shut up. I don't go by his star rankings, although I do. Some matches really intrigue me what they get.
I mean, honestly, and even with the star thing, that's one of the things that didn't really bother me, because a lot of the times, like some of those matches that he gave, they really are those, but people are just so engraved in the hate either way that they don't want to say it. But a lot of those matches were 5-star fucking matches. I mean,
one of the clever tweets was Daniel Bryan's going to go his entire career without Dave Meltzer giving him one 5-star match, and then he's going to get like 6 in his like freshman year in AEW.
Literally. His first 3 matches are going to be 6-star matches.
Yeah, exactly. He's been needing the AEW boost. That's what it is. Just kidding. Raw, man. John Cena tour kicked off. What do you think of this John Cena tour?
I don't like John Cena as a character at all. Like, never have, never will. Because my thing was always like, why couldn't they get a black guy to be the black guy? I hate to say that. I know I was trying to be the guy to bring up race, but seriously, like, why couldn't we get a black guy to do the black guy character? But you know what I'm saying? But I know, like, I've always respected John Cena because I know what he means to the company, especially in a time when wrestling was dead and the company was almost dead. John Cena was the one that put everybody on his fucking back and carried him out the other side of the tunnel. So, like, Like, even though I've never liked him, I've always respected him, and I'm glad you're kind of seeing the do of what he really was and how we missed him and what he does to the ratings, what he does to the crowds, all of that.
It's
You might not,
surreal the amount of
yeah,
cheers he's gotten in the first,
yeah.
in this week.
No, Cena sucks. I don't think I've heard Cena sucks on any appearance he's had so far.
It's coming though.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's coming.
absolutely.
This nostalgia is going to wear off real quick, especially
Oh
after
yeah, that's what I'm
SmackDown.
saying. You got to get this couple nostalgia rubs out the way, and then we'll go back to how they really feel about Cena.
Oh man, yeah, we'll dive into it, but on SmackDown, yeah, the boos are coming for Cena, that's for sure. Yeah, Cena just comes out, man. He just tells us he's challenging Roman Reigns. So here's a hot take. I don't quite hate the Goldberg confronting Bobby Lashley as much as a lot of other people do. It's not ideal for me. I don't quite hate it. I will say it's no surprise they ruffled a few feathers having Keith Lee return to just be dismantled so quickly just to make Bobby Lashley look that bit stronger for Goldberg. You could have done that with anybody else, WWE. Come on, man. Come on.
Right. I hated both that. Those are the only things from Raw that I can actually – the Nikki Cross stuff, like, again, like, I'm not mad that she won the title. Just that character just doesn't do it for me, and I think we won't – within a few months, we won't be talking about it. She'll be something else because it's going to eventually run out of steam. I'm sorry. People can say whatever they want about it. It's going to run out of steam. But the main thing was bringing Goldberg back. Like, how many people does he have to kill with the jackhammer before he realized
he ain't getting Bobby Lashley up for a jackhammer?
Hell no,
that
bro.
Ain't not happening.
Hell no. He's 75 years
man.
old. He's lost. If he's 220 pounds, I mean,
his shoulder would just fall off. Is what's going to happen at this point.
And TC with the money argument, everything, giving us our stock spiel for the group chat and all that shit. Like, I get that. Like, I know that. We all know this. That's what the business is. We don't need a money conversation every time we bring up something that's shit. Yeah. And Goldberg is shit. Money or not, shit.
He's shitty money, man. Oh man, yeah. But I don't know. This is my worst case scenario, and I'm just I'm praying to the wrestling gods. Excuse me. I'm praying to the wrestling gods. This isn't done to get a bigger pop for Big E cashing in. Want them to cash in on a heel Goldberg.
That's exactly what the fuck this is going to be.
Because I see how that will amplify Big E's cash in, but at the same time, that's just such a lazy, uninspired, unentertaining.
And that's the main reason why I'm mad about it. It's not so much that it's Goldberg, because like we said, we all know what he's there for. Ratings are down, you need a pop. We get it. But my thing is, I know that this is going to lead to a Bobby Lashley fucking destroying people for the last 5 months. Then he's going to lose to Goldberg in 10 minutes, and then Big E's going to cash in. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you always cash in on a gassed out Goldberg, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, like like I said, it is what it is. But if that doesn't happen, I'd be surprised as hell if that's not what we're getting at.
Yeah, I will say my initial instinct is I'm leaning 60-40 Goldberg right now going into SummerSlam. Yeah, I'm still giving the guy the edge. WWE doesn't give me a reason not to think it's him.
Well, my thing is too, like, if we get like a smash shit like Kofi Trouble in Paradise and that shit, and Goldberg spearing him, something like that, I won't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's making it real. Like, Goldberg's not gonna fucking do anything to Bobby Lashley. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't wipe his boots at this point. But if the New Day or something interferes and we get a little sneak spear out of the way, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm not gonna be mad at that. Like, if that's how it plays out, I'm okay with that. But if he just fucking blows by Bobby Lashley like he did Kevin Owens, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Man. Goldberg at this point, nobody should be losing that squash match that Brock lost at 2016 SummerSlam.
Right.
Because that's something, I mean, Goldberg's already done it a couple more times since then, but that is something that, as a young up-and-comer, that's fantastic to have that be your gimmick like Goldberg had it. When this dude's on his way out, though, it's weird because it's like he really is a guy that WWE cannot book effectively, but need to
Oh.
roll him out to the audience. Because
Right.
you can't put him in a dramatically long match that will get people to respect his
Because
skills.
they'll be gassed.
Yeah, you're only going to damage your roster if he squashes guys. You can't even have a drawn out match and then squeak by a victory. He just literally has to demolish your top current guys, so that fucks them over. And then having him on this, losing streak takes away the Goldberg rub. You roll him out and he loses.
That's why you don't need him there.
Yeah. But no, they do. They have to wheel him out. You know what they should do is they should create just a Goldberg trophy. But it's really Goldberg in the glass case. You just bring it out on a forklift.
Put him against another old dude. So then they're it doesn't affect anybody. Don't put him against somebody on your roster. What'd you say?
What old guy would you pair him against?
I mean, at this point, anybody. I'd bring anybody out there. I'd let him
Jarrett, but Jeff Jarrett can use a guitar.
Right. Bust his ass in the head with the guitar while they're trying to do
fucking like knocking a home run as Goldberg.
There's literally any old guy. I guarantee you there's probably 10 old dudes. If you told them we give you $20,000 to come take a spear from Goldberg at the next pay-per-view, they fucking sign up in a heartbeat.
There you go.
Seriously.
You do Legends Night, but Goldberg destroys the legends.
Or even like your guys like Dolph or somebody like in that Drew Gulak, somebody like that, like a younger dude that's like
24/7 division.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like, I'm trying to step up. Goldberg, you're my opportunity to spring to show people I could be a star, blah, blah, blah. He just fucking demolishes them. Like, they're already trashing or chasing around R-Truth for the 24 title. Feed him one of those guys. Like,
we should take my idea where I wanted to see Brock Lesnar as 24/7 champ. Let's do that with Goldberg because he needs to promote his YouTube show, Goldberg's Garage. You could just have him defending his 24/7 belt while he's doing his like motorcycle.
Yeah, they pop up at the garage and shit. And he like has to fucking.
It's just hanging on his garage.
Yeah, literally.
Man, that's what I'm talking about right there. Book it. Make him 24/7 champ. I don't think anyone will complain.
And honestly, that probably it would be hilarious, and it would be like you said, where you could effectively book him without fucking making anybody else look like trash. Because anyone that loses the 24/7, you get rolled up and look like trash anyway. So Goldberg's fearing you.
Goldberg don't want that shit.
No.
Do that. Oh man. I like I kind of just want to like just piggyback on what you said about Nikki Ash. It's cool seeing Nikki Cross win. I agree with what you said. This gimmick's going to wear thin, although I will play devil's advocate and say there have been times where wrestlers can elevate a cruddy gimmick.
Right.
It will solely fall on the shoulders of Nikki Cross.
And my thing is, like, it's not even so much the gimmick itself as the gimmick itself as a main event or as a champion. Like, it doesn't hold weight as like that. You don't that type of
won a belt, didn't she?
Yeah, but I'm saying that type of gimmick, you don't need to have a belt with that type of gimmick. You just need to thwart the bad guy from doing bad shit. You don't necessarily have to have the belt wrapped up in that because you already know we're probably going to get her versus Alexa. Superhero versus supervillain shit. You know that's where we're going. You don't need to have the title wrapped up in that.
Yeah. Did Mighty Molly ever win it?
I think she did, actually. Or maybe she won it just when she got the mom cut, got the Can I See Your Manager cut, remember?
Yeah. Mighty Molly held the hardcore championship. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they made that one not gender specific. Good for them. They need to do some more of that with 24/7.
Right.
Like Goldberg spear like Jillian Garcia for the belt or something. All right. Yeah. So my downers for this week. Raw, where they're lacking. Jeff Hardy defeating Karrion Kross and just plummeting his stock to the point NXT had to reshoot its finish because the fans hijacked the show. I don't know if you heard about this.
No, I didn't.
The fans during Karrion Kross's match, because they taped 2 weeks in advance.
Right.
NXT. So I won't spoil the match. I won't spoil the match itself that takes place. But Karrion Kross is in a match, and the fans end up hijacking it, chanting for Jeff Hardy. To the point Triple H had to come out and said, hey, you guys, if you stop chanting that, we have a surprise for you. The surprise was they reshot the finish because they had to make sure that the tape didn't pick up them chanting for Jeff Hardy. That's how damning this was, is he's cursed at the CWC now. Whether you want to make arguments on the internet that WWE buries NXT or not, he is fucked at the CWC.
That's why I don't understand. Like, where these people like it's clearly to set up a storyline. Yes, it might be, but in the meantime, you're shitting on NXT and its champion.
Yeah,
which that right there just fucking proves
his credibility went out the window.
The window.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I know that the negative shit, we are negative. It is what it is, but it's right there. Keith Lee, Karrion Kross on what less than 1 week. Like,
when's the last time the CWC cheered for Jeff Hardy? Let's just say that.
Never.
You know?
Ever.
Yeah. Oh man.
And don't get me wrong, like, they are right. Yes, NXT guys made it, but that was like all those guys were 5 years or more away. Name a current person in the upper echelon main event that's from NXT. Please do.
Yeah.
You can't.
No, you can't. Some more minor downers. Drew McIntyre. I'm not really mad at the segment, but Mick Foley spoke on this. Drew McIntyre attacked Jinder Mahal and then gave 20 chair shots to one of the henchmen. Quite a dramatic move for it to just be for like a burner angle, like a meaningless angle. Mick Foley said that this should be like setting off one of the most epic feuds ever and it should not be wasted on a henchman. And I kind of agree with him.
I mean, I do, but it's also so far against what we've been getting from Drew that I'm not mad at it.
That's true too. That is very true.
Because I think he got away from that edge that he had, which got us all to start liking him, which kind of put him on the road to being the champ and being the champ during carrying the company during the pandemic. I think he needs to go back to the countdown and shit and all that, like pandering to the crowd. Like, I'm not into that. Like, I want him to get that edge back that he had where he's just there to fucking steamroll people and kick your head off with a claymore.
So the last downer is going to be me telling you, RN, and everybody else out there that I told you so, and they made it easier than I even said it would be. I told you they could get Jackson Riker a babyface pop. They put his ass in Texas and put him in a Symphony of Destruction match, a hardcore match. It was that easy. It was that easy to get the crowd just chanting for Riker.
And one night, the whole WWE universe turned to that scene in Django where everybody's got the mask on.
Oh,
criticize.
I told you it'd be that easy.
Bro.
Don't worry. The second they go like 20 miles north, that dude's getting booed out the building. But it happened in week 2. That's what shocked me.
And the thing that kills me about it is, like, he's not a bad wrestler. And he actually, like, his TNA days, like, he was actually kind of dope, but like the fact that they got rid of all those people and then this dude said and did the things he did and still has a job and now he's getting a push, like, it just like that's the part that like blows my mind.
I know, man. I'm right there with you. Like I said, don't take this as me cheering like you guys are cheering my boy on. This was just me taking, like, I knew this.
Why would you say that? You know someone in the group chat's going to make that a thing now.
Yeah.
Why would you fucking even open yourself
You're going to Photoshop me hanging out with Riker. Oh, man. NXT, bud. NXT. I did see a lot of it this time. I did see a lot.
Finally.
Yeah.
Only took 6 weeks.
So I don't know if this is me being NXT downer, but I did feel like it was kind of by the numbers. Some of the angles were hot, though. Like what they're doing. I mean, the most exciting thing is Samoa Joe's coming back.
Yeah, right. And which I told y'all from the beginning. As soon as he put his hands on somebody, I was like, he's wrestling. I said that the first night in the group chat. I'm like, they're not going to do this if there's not going to be a match somewhere down the line. Like, he may not be ready now, but especially with the physicality he had with Karrion Kross and everything. Oh, he's wrestling. Like, he's back in NXT, and all the stuff we're hearing too about Triple H grooming him behind the scenes too, which I'm excited about that as well. So like, it kind of getting 2 parts of Samoa Joe down there.
Yeah, you would have to think that when Samoa Joe got let go, he was a smart enough man to know it was a blessing in disguise.
Right.
Because if the WWE, when they called him back, you knew all of a sudden the power was in his hands.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, I can go to AEW. I know they're going to let me wrestle. At that point, Joe can put it out there. Like, we got to make these things happen. And
the thing I like about it is Triple H finally like whipping his dick out. Like, you're like, seriously, like you're an executive vice president of a $1 billion company. Like, if you don't want some shit to happen, like when you say that, somebody should fucking listen. So like that part, like I that made me feel good that maybe eventually we will start getting him doing that on some things down the road. You know what I'm saying? Because from all the stuff we hear from all the insiders, that was one of the main reasons why they brought him back. Was Triple H was completely pissed off about it from the jump. So
Yeah, no, right there. You'd have to think so. But
right,
like I said, with that logic, man, Joe obviously is going to have some upside on TV if that's what he
hell,
wanted. If that's
right.
what he wanted, we're going to get a lot of Joe. That gets me. What else? Oh, and the only other thing that really stuck out to me, I'm not going to lie, everything kind of was like middle for me.
Yeah,
I still love the Cameron Grimes stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have this conversation every week. Like that is maybe the best thing, the best like actual like storyline, if you can say, going on NXT right now is LA Knight's the man for me. Like I like if they literally just dropped this shit and gave him a title match, NXT title match, and he won on Tuesday, I would not be surprised. I would be fully behind it. To me, he is going to end up being the new Adam Cole for NXT if they do it right, because I
Yeah.
think he has everything.
No, he really does. All you got to do is give him an air of danger,
Right.
because right now he is like cocky mid champ,
Yeah, cocky. You're cocky mid Carter, waiting to take the next step.
Yeah, you give that man an air of danger, something that gives him an edge, and you got main event player written all over it.
Absolutely.
The segment itself is worth talking about. Cameron Grimes being the plucky butler, taking the shit in stride. Finally, the guy found a way to get to him. Because Drake Maverick approaches him, offers to help out, ends up having a match. He loses, or he ends up winning.
Wins, yeah.
Yeah, rolling him up. So he gets beat down, and then of course Cameron Grimes is ordered to punch him, and there it goes. Now the fun, it's not fun anymore. They found
Right.
what's gonna get to him, and it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff all around.
It's roller coaster in a good way. Like normally it's roller coaster in a terrible way, but this feud has been a roller coaster in a good way ever since it started.
Yeah, it's good to see. Like I said, from a storytelling point, you have to have. Why is his name leaving me right now?
Ooh.
I forgot $1 Million Champ's name real quick.
Oh, LA Knight.
Thank you, LA Knight. Whenever I'm on the spot, I forget it for a moment, and then I panic about me forgetting it, and then it's like gone. No, but now that LA Knight, he should have the upper hand in this whole thing. A month of him looking stupid ain't gonna do him no good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but other than that, I like the match with Kyle O'Reilly, Austin Theory, and then this feud growing between Santos Escobar, is it in
Yep.
Hit Row?
Yep.
That's getting me too. That's making me intrigued. There
That's
we
my
go.
favorite shit on the show. I mean, like I said, the best angle on the show is the $1 Million Championship angle, but my favorite is Hit Row. And I like that they're calling back from some shit that was almost a year and a half ago when he was, a year ago when he was feud with Santos. They're bringing all that stuff back. I mean, and then anybody getting hit with a guitar, like, because I love Jeff Jarrett. That was one of my favorite heels growing up, and like slap nuts and all that shit. I had the shirt and all that. So anytime I get to see somebody get their shit busted open with a guitar, it's a good day, good night for me.
Dude, Jeff Jarrett always made me uncomfortable as a kid. I don't know what it was, just seeing a blatant redneck on
Right.
TV as a professional wrestler.
Yes.
And growing up north too, I live in Maine of all places. Like we have hicks up north, but as a kid, I lived in the city the whole time. My experience with country folk was just little to none at that point in my life. And Jeff Jarrett just irked me anytime that dude was on TV. I could not stand it.
Like WCW or later WWE, Jeff Jarrett wasn't so bad, but when he had the white hair and the guitar and the cowboy hat and the 3-stripe necklace.
So it wasn't that. I didn't experience that. I'm talking slap nuts, Jeff Jarrett.
Slap nuts Jarrett with Deborah. It's my shit, boy. Busting people in the head with a guitar.
Square Top Ropes in here. Oh, EJ's in the chat. What's going on, man?
What's good, y'all?
Bama asks, "Hey RN, who's better on the mic, LA Knight or Adam Cole?"
That's a tough one for me. they're right neck and neck. I'd say 1A and 1B, honestly, because I mean, we see what LA Knight can do with these mid carders and with this comedy shit. Like he's been doing this for a while. It ain't like he's new, fresh out the gate. I mean, people we always forget this is his second stint with NXT and WWE. So
Yeah, I'll give it just because I'm more familiar. I'm gonna say Adam Cole, but that's just because I'm not nearly as familiar with LA Knight as a lot of other
right.
people are. Um, but yeah, he says, EJ says 99 2000 Jeff Jarrett was great. Look, dude, I don't know what it was. I couldn't stand it, man. I could not stand it. My favorite thing to see him though growing up was his feud with China.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the idea of like China, like it never like the whole male female dynamic just never crossed my mind when I saw China in the ring. I
No,
just looked at her like a guy, like one of the
well,
guys.
because she was the same size as all the guys. Like,
Dude, she would like throw Mick Foley like over the
right.
ring steps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy stuff. It felt unfair watching her go for the women's title, and
It did.
she demolished like who it was it Ivory when she was in
So.
the Right to Censor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I think is a lot why they never put her in that division too, because it just didn't look right.
It didn't look right
with all those cheerleaders and gymnasts and shit and models, and then you bring this fucking monster in there just destroying them. Like,
yeah, she squashed Ivory at WrestleMania of all places.
Right.
I mean, she spent more time launching a bazooka at that pay-per-view than she did actually wrestling. But yeah.
You know what I think too? I always forget about Kat being like China's like mini me or whatever. Yeah. I always forget about that shit.
Oh man. I think we have to get back to this week though. Let's see. That's really all I had for NXT. I don't know if there's anything left for you to add on the show.
No, I mean it's like you said, it's like a C minus B show. Like, but they always are like that, especially those first couple weeks after a takeover before they get ramped back up to the next takeover. It's always kind of like
they have like a little bit of a lull period.
Yeah, building a foundation and then they take off. Like, I mean, that's kind of just like the status quo for NXT.
No, yeah. I'll give you one thing. AEW this week was like I'll right out the way. I think it was like a high B for me. So you're not going to hear me gush over the show, but the things I was supposed to like, I really did like.
Same for me.
Yeah,
I think it was like a B minus B plus show. Like,
yeah. The big things were probably the biggest thing for me was Chavo Guerrero being revealed to work with Andrade. I love the idea of that pairing, man.
Hell yeah.
And then not to mention, Chavo looks all grizzled now.
Yeah, like, and he looked like he was fucking probably chopped up. Like,
yeah,
like it looked like he had shoulder pads on. He was so thin. I'm like, bro, what's he got? He got that workout plan going when he got older.
But it's kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It's like when you watch. So speaking for me personally, his look to me appeals more now than when he was younger. Like there's something about this older grizzled Chavo, I think, just has more of an appealing look.
But to me too, like I never liked him in the ring, and whenever they made him babyface, I thought he was corny as shit. But as a heel, he's just like one of those guys, like used car salesman, where you just like you don't believe shit he says, and you think he's gonna screw you over the first chance he gets. And I think that was like a lot. He was super underrated as a heel because he was such a chicken shit heel.
Yeah,
like, and he was good on the mic, like legitimately good on the mic, but he always had that Eddie shadow over him. So I think that held back a lot of his career. Even
easily.
That's what I'm saying. Even being paired with him, I think kind of held him back. Even though he's getting the rub, but I still think that all that shit kind of held him back what he could have eventually been. But for this, the thing I'm most excited about is if we get Death Triangle, get them to kick out fucking Pac, which I love Pac, but Andrade and Phoenix and Penta together. I mean, that's fucking lights out. Like,
that's the faction to make, right?
Right, literally.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought too. I saw another idea of what was it? Instead of Andrade taking on Penta and Rey Fenix, someone painted the picture of Pac being like kicked out and then teaming with Andrade to take on Penta and Phoenix, which I wouldn't be quite as mad about that, but I'd rather see him in a faction with them.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be bad either, because I mean, regardless, if we get any type of matches from the four of these fuckers, it's the best match. It's the best match of the night. Like I don't give a shit. I love Kenny Omega. He's my favorite part of AEW. He always has been. Like, if you put the four of these fucking dudes together in a match, those are the matches of the night. Like,
They're gonna
hands
tear
down.
it down, man. They're gonna tear it
Hands
down.
down.
Where people complain too, like about like Ray sometimes being like too flippy and stuff. I think Andrade is gonna add such a grounded presence that he's gonna be. Dude, their matches are gonna be perfect. I can already tell their matches are gonna be fantastic. I completely agree. Nick Gage, controversial debut. He is revealed as what do they call it? Like the second trial for Jericho or something.
Yeah.
Whatever they're calling it. It's revealed that here, Charlotte, the show I'm attending, we're gonna get a death match between Nick Gage and the Painmaker, Chris Jericho. Man, I'm telling you, like I said at the beginning of the show, what Nick Gage did to Matt Cardona. I'm telling if if Jericho was around, I can tell you right now, Jericho's gonna walk up to Gage after the match and just be like, "No, just no."
But that's the thing. Actually, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because Jericho's ass. He's all about these type of fucking moments, and especially these type of moments, propping him up, adding to his lore. He's gonna get pizza. He's gonna get bladed. He's gonna get pizza cut. I guarantee. He's gonna win the match for sure.
I think there'll be a lot of fake blood. I don't think Jericho's gonna. I don't know though. Light tubes don't really fuck you up that much. You bleed a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jericho's gonna bleed. Like
Jericho's definitely gonna bleed.
This is his thing, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. Like anything that's gonna
anything that'll keep the respect for Jericho. He'll do it,
right?
Man.
And not even that. Also, too, give the guy that he's facing a fucking platform. You know what I'm saying? Like this wouldn't have happened without Jericho signing off on it. I can guarantee you that. So,
oh yeah,
no, you know what I'm saying? True. Like he has to have some level of respect for Nick Gage. You know what I'm saying? They probably all do. So he's gonna look good, but Jericho's gonna bleed and look like the toughest son of a bitch on the planet before he gives him the fucking Judas effect. You can guarantee, you can pretty much fucking book that.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be there live, man. I cannot wait. I'm gonna see my first death match. That's pretty dope. Right. And it's gonna involve Chris Jericho. That's surreal, I think.
Yeah, I'm super jealous about that because this card is that match alone, like that's gonna be some shit.
Speaking of death match, the last really big high for me, Moxley and Murderhawk, Lance Archer, they tore it down, man.
I can't believe he won,
dude. Yeah, no. You know what? It made sense though. As anti WWE they can be at times. What's one of WWE's biggest like stigmas is the hometown person always loses.
Right.
They weren't going to do that in Texas. They weren't going to do that to Lance Archer. Plus, I think it's Lance Archer's like he's needed a win. Like he's needed a big win forever.
Well, he lost to Miro. He lost to a couple other people too.
Lost to Cody.
That's why I didn't think he was going to win. Like, I mean, he hasn't won a fucking match yet in the title
fight.
Not
a big one. Yeah. No. Nah, man.
I think this is gearing up for Moxley to be healed for either Daniel Bryan or CM Punk.
Yeah, he's going to have to turn at some point.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, you need another heel because you got MJF completely wrapped up in this inner circle shit. The titles wrapped up. Omega's wrapped up with Hangman. You need that like second tier or just another top tier heel for the rest of the guys that aren't in these other programs. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think Moxley being healed. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've never thought I'd say this. Y'all probably won't hear, but I'm kind of getting on board with Moxley. He's no, seriously. Like the matches have made more sense. Like we got away from that fucking crazy shit because he's not really doing anything crazy. But
no, he's just an intense. He's just an intense guy.
And his promos have got. I don't want to say they got short and sweet, but he cleaned up a lot of it. And it's to the fucking point. Mm-hmm. Like even the promo before he faced Murdoch, he was like, fuck all this. I got the belt, but that don't mean I'm the hunted. No, I'm hunting your ass. You coming for me? I'm coming for fuck all that. I'm coming for you. That was the first, you know what I'm saying? That was the first promo. I was like, damn, Mox, all right.
Yes, sir.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? So
him and Lance Archer stabbing each other in the head with a fork.
Yes.
Oh my God, man.
And that's another underrated thing too. Their chemistry, they do have good chemistry. They do in the ring. Like,
yeah. You know, so I was confused about what a Texas death match was because with it being the NJB title, when Mox was being counted out, I was expecting a 20 count. So when he was down for the 10 and they called it, which by the way, Moxley got chokeslammed off the apron through barbed wire tables.
Right.
Jesus. But Yeah, it turns out Texas Death Match for idiots like me. It's a last man standing match. It's a hardcore last man standing match, is what it is.
I didn't know either, honestly. I mean,
Nope.
And my thing is like AEW. We had this conversation before. They're so loose and fast with rules to different matches. Anyway, that's why I was like, okay, they just changed it up a little bit. Like I didn't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how they are with that. Some matches are fucking no DQ. Some of them are DQ. You never really know. So I was just like, all right, that's what the match is.
Hell yeah. Some other stuff that happened on the show that wasn't quite as big as those moments. Darby, well, actually, this was a big moment, but for a stupid reason. Darby Allin took on Wheeler Yuta, but the only thing I remember from that match is Sting and Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yeah. Another thing is, too, this is the second big match Wheeler's had on Dynamite, not Dark. So
yeah.
They clearly see something in there, and
he's talented, man.
Yeah, he's fucking dope.
Fast as hell.
Yeah. And his charisma, even though he doesn't say shit, you can still feel like his presence in the ring, even with those guys that are stars. You know what I'm saying?
So I don't know if it's for a story or if it's AEW being hasty. I think it's more hasty. The only thing I'm not really a fan of is him coming out to Orange Cassidy's music.
Right.
That's kind of off-putting. Is hearing one wrestler's a theme that's not for a tag team but for a singles wrestler, and them just using it for somebody else who happens to be a fan.
Was it Orange Cassidy's or Best Friends? Because I thought he came out to the Best Friends thing.
No, Orange. So the
last week he came out to the Best Friends thing because they all came out together.
If they come out together, it's Best Friends. But if it's Orange Cassidy in a match and he's being flanked by the Best Friends, it's the Pixies song that they play.
Yeah, I didn't pay enough attention to it because, like I said, I know last week they did come out to the Best Friends.
Yeah,
and all of them together, or whatever.
Is the focus on the Best Friends or Orange Cassidy? That's what determines it.
Right.
Okay, buddy. You want to come say hi since you just barged in on the show? Come on, man. Let's get it out the way. Look right there. Say hey, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Right.
What's up, buddy?
Right there. Right there.
Hi, everyone.
All right. Let your brother have a chance. Love you. Put on whatever you want. All right. Look right there. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
All right. Go play in your room. Shut my door, please.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. I can't lock the door. It's long story short, it doesn't close. So just gotta roll with it. I'll edit it out and post. I forgot where we were at, honestly. Oh, Cassidy and Best Friends. Man, whatever. Anyways. So Miro looks dangerous. I can't wait to see his guy that he faces at Homecoming. And then lastly, weird. This is kind of like a low. Britt Baker, she retained against Nyla Rose in a kind of a forgettable match. They've had better matches, but Britt kicked out of everything. Everything, man. And Nyla Rose looks like she's supposed to be a Brock Lesnar of her division, but she ain't booked like one. No,
which I'm not mad at anyway, because like she said, she's lost to her so many fucking times. Like she needed a win. But again, like you said, I don't think we needed so many false finishes and her jump, especially Nyla's finishers and shit. Like I understand there's just some regular times her jumping out, but
dude, I mean, it is what heel. Have her do heel shit.
Right.
Like
That's the part I don't.
You guys like to acknowledge the fans love her, but remember, she's still a heel character.
I don't think she is anymore, man. I think this match was
definitely still a heel.
I think at her core and at her essence she is, but from fan reaction and how she's booked, she's not a heel anymore.
Right. It's kind of like our argument with Sasha.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she's not a heel anymore for sure.
It's just her best character work, I'm sorry, comes as a heel.
Right.
Her being a valiant babyface just ain't it, son. At least not right now in her career.
No, I just don't know how you. But that's the thing. Like, I don't know the dichotomy of how do you fix it where you can't. I guess you just can't be a strong heel. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You keep doing heel shit in the ring, and then like flip your crowd off or something. Even if they cheer you.
But that don't fucking mean
just look what Charlotte just did. People.
Look what Charlotte just did, flipping the crowd off. They ignited that fucking match and made that match something that it shouldn't have been. and that none of us expected it to be. So like, you can't even count on that anymore.
It's where the greats come in, man. It's where the greats come in.
Right.
Like The Undertaker, he was getting whatted out of the building, and he said, "Say what if you like to sleep with your sister?" Man, he shut that crowd up in a hurry.
Yeah.
You know, the greats can do it. Let her do it. Oh man.
My thing is too, like, one last thing was, you can see the Adam Cole influence, and you can see some of the Britt Baker shit in him. Like, you can tell that they practice and that they work together.
You surround yourself with talent. With talent, you will be talented.
Yes, like even certain things that she did in the ring, like certain transitions from moves and shit and everything. I was like, that's her fucking husband. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and then the last promo that he did, you know how she kind of like walks into the camera, because you know how normally Adam Cole doesn't do anything. He just stands there and talks shit. But now, like, if you pay attention, he does every once in a while. He'll walk towards the camera with the mic up like she does and shit. I'm like, that's dope. Like, you can see them kind of like
influences.
I wish fucking Big Swole had done it for Cedric Vanilla, but
Bama says Britt just needs to be herself. I think she is.
I think that's what she definitely is.
Just because you're influenced by a person, as people, we are just the accumulation of influences. We become influenced by others. We adopt their traits.
The more you're with someone or around someone, the more you guys, the things you do and say
are gonna blend.
Align, and it just fucking happens.
Yeah, Bama, you dick.
Bama said fire 16 times last night on the show. How you think you get that? Where you got that from? Being around my black ass.
Oh, man. All right, we'll go to SmackDown. SmackDown had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows this week, folks. The little experiment at Rolling Loud, not a good one.
No. I'll just be the first to say it. Most black people don't watch fucking wrestling or know who any of these wrestlers are, even though they tried to wheel out their black wrestlers, which was a smart thing to do. Yeah. But that wasn't the fucking place to do it.
You're I said it on Friday's Untitled show. RN, this is one of the first big music festivals you get to go to since the pandemic, right? Yes. You haven't had a chance to party. All you want to do is get fucked up, do drugs, and get laid at a music festival. Right. And then motherfuckers break out a professional wrestling match. Right. And completely go to a different vibe you were not feeling.
It was 100,000 fucking people there, and you could hear a gnat fart.
It just wasn't the vibe those kids came there for.
No.
A wrestling environment is way different than a concert environment. You can have music acts. Not just wrestling show. You don't take a wrestling show to a music act, though.
No. God. Like I said, not even like, you got some more crossover like rock and roll and shit like that, because they do that. That's what a lot of the themes are, wrestling themes, and are from, but not at a fucking hip hop show. Like, no, that was, man. I understand what they were doing, and I honestly fucking applaud them for taking a step outside the box, because that is not a WWE thing at all that they did.
True.
I'll give them credit for that. But
experimental still.
Yeah, they keep trying it, but you gotta know the audience, bro. First of all, you went to a stoner festival and a stoner hip hop festival on top of that. I was like, bro, you are done for in that crowd.
Dude, you needed Riddle. You needed Riddle there, okay?
Exactly.
They would have understood.
You roll him the fuck out there on that scooter and shit, they would have lost their fucking mind. They're like, I don't know who this guy is, but I like him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so Rolling Loud was laughable watching it, man. It was just so off-putting. They put it in the middle of the show, too, which was weird. But anyways, some other stuff that was pretty funny, because SmackDown had a lot of funny bad stuff and funny good stuff. Toni Storm funnily beats Selena Vega in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vega, for coming back. God. I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to be that guy, but Vega, you saw this coming. You saw this coming, man.
My thing is, too, it would be different. Like, I think I would feel more strongly about it if she was like a dope wrestler before she left, but she wrestled maybe 3 matches in the 5 years she was there.
Exactly.
So I wish I could feel bad. Like, I see people. No, I see people on the internet bitching about it and shit, but I'm like, she didn't do anything dope in the ring.
She's not that far off from now just hear me out, but she's not that far off from Lana.
No, she's not.
That we don't associate her with her in-ring work.
No.
We associate her with her valet work. And when you get her in the ring, there's a weirdness to it. You know, we don't know if we want it or we don't know if we don't want it.
And then on top of it, she's 4 foot tall.
That is true too. That is true.
Like she makes all the other women look like fucking giants.
Dude, put her in a tag team with Alexa Bliss, but instead of tagging in and out, they just sit on each other's shoulders.
Right.
To make an average height woman.
I don't like
I said. That was a bad one.
Like I said, I don't feel strongly enough about it like everybody else does. Like I said, because I don't have anything to go off of.
Yeah. No, happy for Toni Storm though. Hell yeah, come to SmackDown, get an easy win.
And a dope ass finish or whatever that was, Storm 1 or whatever how they called it.
Yeah, Storm Zero.
No, Storm Zero is when she does like the tiger.
That's right.
Or whatever. They called it like Storm 1 or some shit on the clip I was listening to or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I kept trying to hear. I couldn't hear what the hell they called it, but it was dope. Whatever it was.
Yeah. So here's the other highlights of the show. Did you see the wardrobe malfunction with Finn Balor?
No. I didn't see the show at all. I just went back and watched some clips.
Okay.
I didn't watch it at all.
Finn Balor's shorts were like a size too small. His ass was hanging out, and apparently there was a shot at the finish of his match. His balls were hanging out too.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
It's like he beat Sami Zayn though. He beat Sami Zayn.
We knew that was happening.
Yeah. John Cena opened up the show as well. That was pretty good. It's the same John Cena. He was still getting cheered. He called out Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman came out, mocked Cena, and mocked his entrance.
Oh, I saw that. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. And then at the end of the show, Roman addressed Cena, whether or not he's going to accept the challenge, and gave the promo of his career, man. Talking about
missionary position.
yeah. Like feuding with Cena is like missionary position every night. That's that line is going to go on for infamy. 100% Paul Heyman. But yeah, no, that was fantastic. Roman crushed it with his promo, and they knew he had to, because that's the first thing that came to everybody's mind was, hey, remember that promo back in 2015 where Cena just destroyed Roman?
Wasn't it the Looney Tunes promo or some shit?
No, it was Roman Reigns and Cena were being set up for a match, and in the middle of one of their face-offs promos, Roman forgot his lines, and Cena called him out on it and said, it's called a promo, kid. You have to learn it someday. And then went on.
I remember. I just can't remember which promo, because they had a couple of them.
Yeah. He then went on to scorch earth him. Like, literally just buried Roman on television. And it was apparent Roman wasn't ready, you know? So with that being said, that's what was on everyone's mind. Right. Roman came out, needed to knock it out the park, and he fucking did. And you know what was great? Was we were worried because we said Roman's character was only able to build because there was no crowd to interrupt him. Yet in his last couple promos, he has still commanded the crowd.
And they whatted the shit out of him. Even on that part, they whatted the shit out until he said that missionary shit. And then
it was done.
Done. He completely had him in the palm of his hand once he did that.
At that point, they started cheering accordingly. They were cheering stuff like "You're scared" and all of that stuff. But he turns Cena down. Out comes Finn Balor. Finn Balor challenges him, and Roman accepts. This is smart because this helps prevent the feud between Roman and Cena from getting stale. Because to be fairly honest, it doesn't really have much legs.
No, it doesn't have anything.
It's entertaining on paper, but it's not really that deep of a story. So this lets you focus on Roman and Finn, kill some time. I assume they'll have a match on SmackDown, and then that'll lead to Roman and Cena in SummerSlam.
Because we still got shit damn near a month and a half till SummerSlam, don't we?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
It's the end of August, like the 26th or some shit like that, isn't it?
SummerSlam. It is SummerSlam 2021, August 21st.
21st, yeah, I knew it was like the 20th.
Okay, so a little under a month left.
And my thing is, like, with this, I'm down with it too, because Finn has a claim. Like, I beat your ass.
Yeah, he did. He beat him for the Universal title.
The Universal title, yeah.
Hell yeah, I forgot all about that. I always knew Finn was the first champ. I forgot who he beat. He beat Roman.
He beat Roman.
Hell yes. And then lost it a day later. Or no, he didn't. He beat Seth. He beat Seth because Seth buckle bombed him on the outside, and that's how he injured.
Yeah, but he had to beat Roman to get to the match with Seth.
Okay, yeah, to get to it, not actually in the title match. That's right. Yeah, because that's when Roman was like being punished, like in his form of punishment was the U.S. title instead of the Universal.
Yeah, because that was like when he got his first 30-day one. I think.
Yeah, banned substance shit, whatever it was.
Which now hindsight, could that have been from the cancer? And we didn't really know, or they didn't really know.
I am not an expert, so I have no idea.
No, I just started thinking about that, like we were going back through some of the stuff, and then with the chemo and shit, like, and maybe he didn't want them to know.
Who knows? No, very true, very true. But yeah, you folks, that was the rewind. That was This Week in Wrestling. Tell us what your guys' highlights and lowlights were in the comments. I've got to learn to start plugging the show in the beginning. Waiting this long just to hear me just say, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Or if you want to support the show, head on over to patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. We have a bevy of reward tiers, stickers, you name it, t-shirts. We'll shout you out. We'll get you on UWO. But if you don't want to do a subscription base, you want to do a one-time donation, we're cool with that too. Got paypal.me/SmackDrawPod. Now that's all out of the way. Thank you guys so much. Follow us on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show. RN, where do they find you at?
At Mr.8984, and check out my kennel page on Instagram at Route4Kennel.
Man, thank y'all for joining us. Like always, y'all have a good one.
Have a good one, y'all.
God damn it, it's the wrong outro.